असर होता है। ये एक और इंटरप्रिटेशन है कि a cell, it starts from here and then it diversifies into different manifestations of the same cells. Now why this happens? ऐसा क्यों होता है? यहाँ से एक टर्मिनोलॉजी आती है कैंसर स्टेम सेल्स, जो कि नॉर्मल स्टेम सेल्स जैसे आप काम कर रहे हैं, they are multipotent. They have the ability to give rise to different kind of other cells. हम स्टेम सेल बायोलॉजी में, रीजेनरेटिव मेडिसिन में ऐसे सेल्स के बारे में पढ़ते भी हैं, यूज भी करते हैं. But so we have a similar type of cell in cancers as well. So once you use a particular kind of drug and kill the cancer cells, these cells may survive. एक या दो भी अगर ये survive कर गए, so after some year they start dividing again and the tumor will re-emerge. So what is cancer stem cell? We will briefly see.
Hey Homo sapiens, welcome to another video. Today we'll be talking about cancer stem cells. Cancer is sadly something all of us are aware of and have been affected by in one way or another.
We in medical answer, what cancer is one of the most deadly and elusive enemies faced by man.
And here's what's been happening too often.
Cancer stem cells offer a different way of approaching cancer and cancer treatment, and is a topic I think everyone should know at least a bit about. Before we jump into our main focus though, let's briefly establish some important to know concepts about cancer in general. If you're already well acquainted with this topic, feel free to skip to this time or skip to the section titled What are Stem Cells? Put most simply, quote, cancer is a disease in which some of the body's cells grow uncontrollably and spread to other parts of the body, unquote, according to the National Cancer Institute. This impairs normal bodily functions. Another important term, tumors, which are masses of tissue. Tumors can be benign or cancerous, or also called malignant, with benign tumors not spreading to other parts of the body, and cancerous ones doing so in a process called metastasis. This metastasis is usually what is of most concern, because estimates say that about 90% of cancer deaths are due to metastasis. Finally, something that makes treating cancer difficult is the heterogeneity of tumors. It was initially thought that all of the cells within a tumor were similar, but we now know that there can be some pretty big differences between the cells in some cancer types. Why is this important? If tumors were perfectly homogeneous, one treatment would eradicate the tumor and possibly cure the patient. But having cells that act differently within the same tumor makes treatment much more tricky. All of that naturally leads us to the question, what is responsible for cancer and metastasis, and how do we stop it? There are many differing theories that try to explain how cancer begins and progresses, but today we'll be focusing on the one in the video title, the cancer stem cell theory. If you're interested in learning about some others, I highly recommend reading this really interesting paper. Now, first things first, what is a stem cell? At the most basic level, stem cells must fulfill two criteria. They can self-renew indefinitely under the right conditions and can turn into many other cell types, like nerve or liver cells. To go more in depth into what stem cells are, feel free to check out my video on the topic right over there. In the adult body, we have a subtype of stem cells called adult stem cells, which can only turn into cell types within their own tissue. An example of these are blood or hematopoietic stem cells, which can turn into white blood cells, red blood cells, and platelets. So how does all of this relate to cancer? To understand, let's take a trip back to 1994, when the first true evidence of cancer stem cells was discovered. This was done in a type of blood cancer called acute myeloid leukemia. Scientists began by analyzing cells from acute myeloid leukemia patients. They then used cell surface markers, which in this case acted like tiny, different colored flags that helped scientists identify subpopulations of cells. The two main cell surface markers of concern were CD34 and CD38. Now, I'll be saying CD34 and CD38 a lot in the next few sentences, but please bear with me. And we'll be using a very helpful model to help us understand all of this. CD34 is present on some bone marrow cells, such as certain stem cells. Also, cells that had both CD34 and CD38 flags are more specialized than those that have CD34 but no CD38 flags. In other words, CD34 positive, CD38 negative cells are immature or stem cell-like. Then, using immunodeficient mice, which have deliberately impaired immune systems, scientists transplanted cells with all different combinations of flags. The only mice that developed acute myeloid leukemia were those transplanted with CD34 positive, CD38 negative cells. So these cells, which remember had some stem cell-like properties, unlike their counterparts, were the only ones able to initiate tumors. And just like that, the first cancer stem cells were discovered. Now,
how they found certain cancer cells that have the CD34 markers as well. और ये markers जो है ये proteins सिर्फ stem cells में होते हैं. वहाँ से उन्हें ये पता चला कि these cancer cells are actually behaving like a stem cells. So you may read this paper, Cancer Stem Cells Advances in Knowledge and Implications for Cancer Therapy. And so these cancer stem cells are rare immortal cells. They are like cancer stems, they are like stem cells. They can self-renew and then differentiate into different other cell types. Stem cell की दो properties है जो इस वीडियो में भी बताई. एक, they can self-renew and they can change into other cell types. Such cells have been found in various types of human tumors and might be attractive targets for cancer treatment. So this is how the thing happens. A stem cell, it is a bipotent, then gives rise to two different cell types. One is the stem cell itself and another is a specialized type of cell. So you see here, a few cells remain in the stemless state, while others keep going and converting into other cell types. So you have a stem cell remaining in every cell population, and we call them adult stem cells. Adult stem cells या mesenchymal stem cells आपकी बॉडी के डिफरेंट ऑर्गन्स में रहते हैं, लिवर में होते हैं. अगर लिवर कहीं डैमेज हो गई तो वो सेल्स फौरन ही चेंज होकर उस डैमेज एरिया को कवर कर देते हैं. तो ये हमेशा रहते हैं आपके ऑर्गन्स में. लंग्स में है, ठीक है. एल्वियोलर टाइप 2 सेल्स है, दे समटाइम्स बिहेव लाइक स्टेम सेल्स. अगर आपके लंग का कोई पार्ट डैमेज हो जाए जिसमें एल्वियोलर टाइप 1 सेल्स हैं, तो ये 2 सेल्स फौरन ही कन्वर्ट होते हैं 1 में और उस एरिया को क्योर कर लेते हैं. अदरवाइज आपके हार्ट में जो कार्डियो वेस्कुलर सेल्स हैं, ये क्या कहते हैं, myocardial cells. Yes, they are muscle cells. So we don't have regenerative capacity in this cell population. तो अगर आपके हार्ट में कोई डैमेज हो जाए, then it's almost impossible to cure. Maybe आप उन्होंने कोई population, मैंने recent literature नहीं पढ़ा, maybe there are certain stem cell like population, but mostly it's not possible in a damaged heart to recover. तो अब वो यहाँ पे regenerative medicine का कॉन्सेप्ट आता है कि वो सिंथेटिकली कोई स्टेम सेल जो है वो उस डैमेज टिश्यू में अप्लाई करें, उसको क्योर करने की कोशिश करें, या जैसे आपके ये यूज होते हैं स्टंट्स, ठीक है, जो कि या जो बीटर्स होते हैं जो आपकी नॉर्मल हार्ट की बीट को मेंटेन रखते हैं सिंथेटिकली. तो सेल्स आर डैमेज्ड बट यू आर यूजिंग सर्टेन इक्विपमेंट टू physiologically cure your heart. And now a lot of research is being done in regenerative medicine to actually put stem cells onto the heart tissue that may correct the damage. वो normal cell population produce करके उस damage को cure करे. But all these things are being used by cancer cells for their own benefit, to protect the cancer from different types of drugs. So with this phenomenon, it's a big challenge, it's a huge challenge. We अभी भी है, ठीक है? It adds to the difficulty of curing cancer. This phenomenon implies that even when the tumor cells are genetically similar, they are phenotypically diverse. A treatment that wipes out those in one state is likely to allow survival of others that remain a danger. Radiotherapy or cytotoxic drugs, for example, may selectively kill off the rapidly dividing cells, reducing the tumor volume, but yet it spares a few slowly dividing cells that may behave like a stem cell and causes re-emergence of the disease. This is it for the second lecture. In the third lecture, maybe I have a lot of slides, so maybe we cover it in 2 days. We will discuss different types of treatments and different causes of cancer, environmental factors mostly that contribute to the emergence of tumors, and then we will also discuss different types of therapies that are being used even for the treatment of cancer stem cells. या आपको अगर बहुत शौक है तो आप किसी भी ऑन्कोलॉजी हॉस्पिटल में जाएं और देखें कि वो कौन सी ड्रग्स यूज कर रहे हैं, थोड़ा सा डॉक्टर्स से डिस्कस करें. एंड देन जब भी कोई प्रपोजल डेवलप होता है, सो यू नीड टू डिस्कस दैट स्पेशली विद द क्लिनिशियंस कि उनकी क्या राय है, क्या उसका इम्पैक्ट होगा. ये ना हो कि आप 3 साल से एक प्रोटीन पे काम कर रहे हो और उसका कोई भी खास इम्पैक्ट उस डिजीज की क्योर में या उसकी मैनेजमेंट में ना हो. Then again, you will write a paper but with low impact. The impact will be very low. तो ये एक प्रॉब्लम है. तो जब भी आप कोई प्रपोजल डेवलप करें, I will suggest कि आप हॉस्पिटल जाएं, try to do this effort, talk to the doctors, try to convince them that your work is important. You want to discuss that and then discuss the whole synopsis with them कि मैं ये काम करना चाहती हूँ. Is it important? Will it significantly contributes to the management of the disease? And if they say yes, this is very important, you may do it, then of course you can do it. And you may have a counter argument as well. जैसे मैं proposal develop कर रहा था, it was a good proposal. I was writing a project for the NRPU, so we thought of a project like diarrhea. Diarrhea is a disease in children, mostly बच्चों में जो होती है, and I was trying to identify the viral targets. One of the target was norovirus, because I'm more interested with RNA viruses, and one of the target was astrovirus. Rotavirus is basically a DNA virus. So I was more interested, and I thought of developing a diagnostic test that actually differentiates between identifying norovirus and astrovirus. मैं एक ऐसा टेस्ट बनाना चाह रहा था कि आप स्ट्रिप पे कि वो नोरोवायरस और एस्ट्रोवायरस को डिफरेंशियली डिटेक्ट करेगा कि इस पेशेंट में नोरोवायरस है और इस पेशेंट में एस्ट्रोवायरस है, दोनों ही डायरिया के साथ लिंक है. तो हम चले गए आगा खान, वहाँ पे एक है काफ़ी अच्छे डॉक्टर हैं, उनसे हमने पूछा. उन्होंने कहा कि आप 3 करोड़ रुपए लेके 4 साल में ऐसा टेस्ट ही क्यों बना रहे हैं कि जिस डिजीज की हम ट्रीटमेंट ही नहीं करते. एक्चुअली डायरिया इज अनट्रीटेबल डिजीज. वो क्या ट्रीटमेंट करते हैं, आपको प्रोबायोटिक्स दे देते हैं, वो आप कहेंगे दही खा लो, कुछ दिन आप खाना कम खाओ, बहुत ही ठीक हो जाएगी. So it's a low impact disease. So their suggestion was you should develop a proposal for respiratory viruses rather than working on gastrointestinal viruses, because they don't cause a high impact disease. Although the research was good, the idea was good, but the impact was low. Because you are working on a disease that actually is a very low impact disease. It's self-curable. बच्चों को डायरिया होता भी बहुत अच्छा नादिर एक केस होता है जो कि सिवियरिटी में या मॉर्टेलिटी हो जाएगी, बट मोस्टली आपने देखा बच्चों को हो जाता है, and after 2-3 days they self-recover. So then, while you are trying to develop a proposal, see the impact as well. जिस डिजीज पे आप काम करना चाह रहे हैं, जिस पाथवे को आप आइडेंटिफाई करना चाह रहे हैं, जिस जीन को आप स्टडी करना चाह रहे हैं, क्या उसका कोई इम्पैक्ट भी है? दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट पाकिस्तान में स्पेशली, जहाँ टन्स ऑफ पेपर पब्लिश हो रहे हैं विद नो इम्पैक्ट. आपने देखा अभी कल अताउर रहमान साहब का एक जंग में पेपर आया था, उन्होंने काफ़ी बातें की, अच्छी बातें की कि पाकिस्तान में साइंस का लेवल काफ़ी अच्छा हो गया है. और यहाँ पे वो अक्सर प्रेजेंटेशंस में भी बताते हैं कि किस तरह हमारे लोग ज़्यादा पब्लिकेशंस जो हैं वो प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं. लेकिन हमने इस 20 सालों में ये देखा कि उन सारी पब्लिकेशंस का मुल्क की इकोनॉमी पे कोई इम्पैक्ट नहीं है. हम अभी भी चीज़ें इंपोर्ट ही किए जा रहे हैं बाहर से. कोई हमने ड्रग नहीं बनाई, कोई हमने वैक्सीन नहीं बनाई. वी आर जस्ट पब्लिशिंग पेपर्स यार, नथिंग एल्स. सो किसी वक्त में तो ये चीज़ ठीक थी. आज से 10 साल पहले a lot of people were publishing and yeah they were good, but now that thing is gone. एक सिंपल क्वेश्चन आपसे एक लेमैन पूछेगा, यार ये तुमने जो 10 साल लगाए इसका फायदा क्या हुआ है? आपने जो 10 घंटे लैब में गुजारे रोजाना, you publish a paper which doesn't contribute to anything. उस पब्लिकेशन के लिए भी आपको पब्लिशर को पैसे देने पड़े. You try to publish in Nature, you give $3,000. You give $4,000 to the Nature publisher to publish a paper. Nature में जो पेपर पब्लिश होते हैं कम से कम वो 5-6 साल की रिसर्च एक बड़े ग्रुप की होती है. So now you have to see, if you want to produce an impact, ask yourself कि जो काम आप करने जा रहे हैं क्या उसका कोई impact भी होगा कि नहीं. वरना ये सिंपल सवाल आपसे पूछेंगे. You go to the US, your supervisor will ask, यार आपने 10 साल काम किया, क्या किया? आपने एक सवाल का जवाब ढूंढा और 10 और सवाल आपने प्रोड्यूस कर दिए. तो आजकल ये चीज अब नहीं चलेगी. I don't see any room for this kind of research now. यहाँ पे एक बड़ा फुल स्टॉप लग गया है. अब आपके 400 पेपर भी हैं और उनका कोई इम्पैक्ट नहीं है, you are zero. People will simply put you to zero. आपकी कोई अहमियत नहीं, because your research doesn't impact anything. मैं चाइना में था तो वहाँ हमारे साथ एक बच्चा था, उसका प्रोजेक्ट था. वहाँ पे चाय बहुत पीते हैं मैडम, जिस प्रोविंस में मैं था वहाँ पे चाय ग्रीन टी बहुत कंज्यूम करते हैं. नाउ दैट गर्ल डेवलप्स अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग प्रोजेक्ट. उसने और जब वो टी पीते हैं तो वो जो पत्ती होती है वो एक बिन में वो डालते रहते हैं. So she develops a project that why don't we use that tea as a fertilizer for the ये जो इर्द गिर्द जो रोडों पे जो दरख्त लगे होते हैं जिन पे गवर्नमेंट कोई फर्टिलाइजर अप्लाई नहीं करती, we will use that thing as a biofertilizer for those trees. Very simple idea but impactful idea. बहुत ही सिंपल था ये कि बस वो जाके दुकानों से वो ट्री कलेक्ट करती जाती थी and then do some characterization और फिर उस characterization के बाद वो जाके उन दरख्तों में डाले. It's a very simple project. It doesn't require like countless hours to spend in the lab and try to do something, but it created an impact. Impact क्या था? मुफ्त की fertilizer. कि गवर्नमेंट को कोई fertilizer purchase न करनी पड़े. So try to develop these kind of things which can have an impact on your society or like the broad society in the world as well. So, yeah, ये just